I'm gonna read one now. Just to preface this, it's no, I'm not gonna preface it. You'll figure it out. Anyways, it's called Elegy for CoolRite. They were not gentle, sunk a rude notch in your door as they deposed you by force, ridiculed your struggling as you fought them for life. Your replacement looked on, slick and sexy, trying not to gloat as my mother ran eager hands all over its polished convenience. An automatic ice maker in the door! I remember it was a Tuesday in April that, not satisfied simply with your defeat, they slammed you on your side and took your life. The sun was shining as a screaming drill bit bored your ancient cast iron atrium until at last antiquated chlorofluorocarbons were sucked out of your stilled heart, a final eco-friendly insult. After, as my father held my mother, beaming at his new proof of upper middle class standing, I sat cross-legged with the chiggers and peered into your open chest. Racks and drawers, chips and scars, polished and stained with all our years. Composed in these pedestrian findings is a grocery list of all that we were. 700 Easter eggs, dripping kaleidoscopes onto pale boxes of government cheese. 9 skeletal turkeys, stuffed at arm's length by sisters seeing ick and ooh. 1 very cold frog, deceased. A child's joke turned terrible realization that things I touch can die. 17 pecan tarts, stolen and blamed on hapless victims ranging from sisters to scavengers to far-reaching napkin-scrawled theories of conspiracy. 56 pounds of goddamn fruitcake. 22 gallons of, oh my poor baby, soup. 15 miles of fine. Fix your own dinner, cold cuts. A whole childhood, packed in paper bags with smiley face notes. Gutted and broken, gruff thugs took you away, cursing the weight of your years. And humming inside, I found your successor empty, efficient, endlessly white with the lack of life. It smiled at me, tried to welcome me with its buttons and knobs, crispers and chrome-plated charm. I smiled back, tips of teeth. My forebears, proud and piqued with their status symbol, headed post-haste to procure always save evidence to the contrary, asking if I would be okay, alone for a while. I smiled and nodded my good boy nod. Oh yes. Wasting no time, I went to the tool shed, slipped the lock and stood hip-cocked calm, stared around for a while, a connoisseur seeking that perfect combination. After, my mother screamed, dropped eggs and cheap wine. My father sputtered, spitting, but still managed to quick draw for the clasp of his belt. The new fridge came the following Wednesday. Simple, by necessity. Sparse, but familiar. I call him CoolRite Jr. Thanks. Our next Mighty Fine Poet tonight is me. And I'm gonna read a new one. Brand new. Daddy's Bible, slicked by the sweat of 1,000 southern Sundays, shepherds now only the dust upon my shelf. Its weight is tremendous, and disturbed by my agnostic hands, I find it swollen with life. Names, dates, and secrets, births, deaths, and picnics, practice words all illuminated by the hands of young preacher I know only as a fire-mouthed giant from my mythic past. How many nights did you give yourself to it, Daddy? How many hands have lay upon it, reverent to its power? How many baptisms babies? How many bound men and women, buried women and men, lots paid, funds raised, tithes tucked, hells ducked? How many souls did you save with this book? And now here it lies, in enemy hands. I do not know how I came to hold it. I lost faith I never had, young, not gently. Daddy lost his in pieces. First his church to a wife, then his passion, ground by life, his conviction, too much pain, last his love, too much shame. Now he speaks of God as most rotting men do, with spite and uncontrolled spittle.